Welcome to our Worx series on our YouTube channel. So what AutoPerfekt Worx are is we are the grafters, the labourers of the actual detailing side, so the nitty gritty. Although I take a lot to do with the chemicals, Lloyd and Paul and Dylan and all the rest of the guys more take to do with that. This is more me and superstar detailer, which is Greg. So Worx, basically what we do in here, we don't offer colour changes in wrap, but we offer things like chrome deletes, we can offer tints, but predominantly what we do is paint correction, speciality, protection, coatings, all that sort of stuff. And because we're based in the west coast of Scotland, we're based in Ayrshire, we get everything from tractors to trucks to pickups to supercars to Bentleys to classics that are sitting outside, which we'll show you in a little second. So let's first of all start off with the Jaguar F-Pace, and this is the, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this correctly, but this is the Adair model. Now these are built by a company down south, and basically what they do is they take that standard F-Pace and they slap a big fat bitty on the back and give it some nice wide hips as well. Flash up the wheels a bit, stick AutoPerfekt on it, and to be honest, I think these are really good. Some of these build qualities, we've had a couple of can cars in here, which I thought the ones that I had were built to really good spec. There's some other kind of these modification companies that we've had in and they've not been good at all. This is my first Adair car. I think they've done a really good job. Everything seems to be lining up perfectly. So it looks really good, but the paint is an absolute mess. Now that's got nothing to do with Adair. The customers have been probably using car washes and all that sort of thing, and they've just not looked after it the best. However, he knows that, he's well aware of that, and that's why it's in here to get corrected. So we've got the wash footage, which you will have already seen by now. So you'll have seen that, and we've moved on to the clay bar. We've done all the detar, done all the kind of manual decontamination work. So all of that bit's done. We're now moving on to taking paint readings. So Dylan can go up there and just follow Greg. He's currently using the Next PTG system, which basically measures all the paint in different points. If you can just let Dylan see that as you're measuring it. So it takes a measurement reading in the mils of paint that we have on the surface, and that allows me and Greg to know exactly how much paint we've got to tackle in the panel. As I said to you, the paint is a complete and utter mess, even the plastics. So we've got chemical damage right across all the plastics. We've got bits of wrap that are starting to degrade. Some of the paint, if you can see there, I mean, there's all sorts of madness in that. There's just swirls. I'll hold this this light far back so the camera can pick all that up. But it's not in a great condition at all. Some of it just really needs enhanced, really needs brightened up. This spoiler, as you can see, it's a bit damaged and it's a bit faded, just especially, that looks like dirt, but trust me, it's been clay barred and everything. It's just chemical damage that's in there. The typical marks that you would expect from the boot, we've got some chipping and things happening along here, so we're going to deal with that for the client as well. So we've got the paint in for it, but these are Range Rovers. That's essentially what these are. You can see even here the lights, the light cluster unit is all damaged, so there is a lot of polishing to get done in this. We'll probably re-wrap these for the customer. He's not asked for that to be done, but I've got a bit of car OCD. We've got a huge big chip in the paint there, which is nice. A couple of big nasty chips here, and I'll just show you this door, but that gives you a sort of insight as to what we're dealing with. It's not the greatest at all, and you can see, look at that damage up there. They are supposed to be piano gloss black, and they're just completely ruined. But anyway, I'm not trying to slag the car, by the way. I'm literally just explaining what it is that we've got to do exactly. So we're going to get cracked on with this. I'm just waiting for Greg to finish all the paint readings, and then basically what we'll do is assess all the readings, make sure that the paint depth is good enough for us to work on, and then we'll essentially do a test panel. So what we tend to do is we'll take a section out of a door so that we can use the one and the 5-inch and any other little clusters, instruments that we might need to use. And that basically just allows us to see exactly what route we're going to go down for majority of the car. Now, this here being metal, these here being plastic, this is not factory paint, this is factory, so these are going to correct completely differently. The paint won't react the same, so we just need to make sure that we try and even them up as much as we can. We've done the interior, we've actually still left the wild cherry air freshener on that, so that will need to come out. The wheels, as you can see, are gone, they are off, so we'll finish up cleaning all the kind of undercarriage here, we'll finish cleaning up the springs. The wheels, we just decided, me and Greg kind of looked at them and just decided that it's best that they just go for a refurb. The customer was kind of leaving it in our hands, and we've just decided it's best just to go with that, because there is a kind of curb marks and stuff in them which we could have touched in. We do have satin black paint, but they've probably not been decontaminated properly ever, and they're 22 inch, so that would have been a lot of work. So we'll send them down to the powder coaters. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can actually get some footage of the wheels being redone. So we'll hopefully take you down to Auto Protekt. We're AutoPerfekt, they're Auto Protekt during the week. So we're going to crack on with this. We'll chat you through as we're going along with it. But it is a kind of vlog style video, so right now we'll play some funky drum and bass and we'll let you watch the madness that happens in this car. So, invested heavily in a two-poster lift so that we can raise and adjust the height of the vehicle as to which we would like. Main reason being, when you're polishing the lower sections, it's pretty difficult on your back. However, Greg just rammed that investment right up where the sun don't shine and is on his hands and knees polishing the lower part of the car, which we've spent thousands of pounds on a lift to get it up to head height, which would have made that job so much easier. But he's got a brighter idea that he wants to be on his hands and knees polishing the lower section of a car. I don't know where I get the staff, to be honest.
So if anyone wants to buy a car lift, just email sales@autoperfekt.co.uk. Happily sell you.
Right, I'm going to do this really quickly because we've done this 4 times. First time we never put the sound on. So what happened the second time?
Paul.
Paul walked in moaning about something usual, and then the third time Tony walked in asking about his 500 quid van. So 4th time lucky. It's day number 3 on the Jag. What is that noise? What is that noise? The water tank's decided to fill as we're doing YouTube. This video will be shaky because Dylan's absolutely pissed himself in the camera. They find it funny and I don't. So we're just going to roll with it, right? So if anybody walks in here, it's done. Look at the improvements we've made to that paint.
I can't do it. Oh.
The end. No, in all seriousness. So basically what we've done here is we've corrected pretty much the whole car. So all the correction process is done, we're now just moving on to the kind of refining part. So we've done all the heavy cutting, there's still a bit of further refining to do on that, but what we'll do is we'll rewind back to the original clip of how bad this paint was on this car. There's a washing machine decided to turn on as well, that's excellent. I've lost my words, but we're rolling with it. So you'll see how bad this paint was. We'll flick back and you can see the improvements that we've made. We've started to just do the correction on these pillars, and again Dylan will show you originally what they look like. These were so badly done with chemical damage, it was untrue. We started to correct inside the cups as well, for where the door handles are, because just usual rings, all that sort of stuff. So moving on to the refining stage, this is the stage that I enjoy, because this is the stage where you start to really bring the paint up, and it starts to really look nice. And I'm trying to think, wheels have all been stripped, so I think the process starts on Monday for that, so we'll be off the weekend and the process will start on Monday, and then it'll be a case of taking it back outside. When we cut cars this heavy, I prefer to wash them again, just because we don't want the dust or anything happening, so I just prefer to give them a quick rinse down, a quick blow off, dry them off, and then pan white and get the ceramic coating on. But that'll be a job for Monday. Right now we're just going to crack on with the rest of the refining. I have locked the door because I don't want anybody else coming in here, as bad as that sounds. See, anytime we try and do something, somebody walks in, does something, says something. A bird flew in the other day while we were shooting a video with a gap in the door about that size, so it's always the same case when you're trying to film. I'm sure if you run a social media channel where you do a lot of content, you'll probably experience the same stuff. Anything else you want to add, Greg? Greg's had 6 lunch breaks since we've been filming this, so I think it's time I get him to work. Let's crack on.
Boy, where do we start?
So welcome to the final day of the Jaguar. So right now we are headed to Auto Protekt, and Gary always gets mega confused because our logo, even our font, is pretty similar to them, even though we didn't take it from them. But anyway, we're on the way to Auto Protekt and they have done the wheels for us. So you've already seen the footage with Dylan getting the wheels all nice and cleaned up and getting them all coated. We've went for a kind of satin black, but more with a kind of matte finish, with a kind of high satin finish rather than the kind of matte style lacquer that you can do. So it's not quite gloss, it's not quite satin, it's just somewhere awkwardly in between. So we're going to make our way there now, and you'll see is the next shot will be us in Auto Protekt getting the wheels.
What's
So it's the last day and we're done. So we've laid down the coatings on the wheels, on the bodywork, coated the glass, done all the interior, and the car is now finished. And what it used to look like, there's the old washing machine going off, compared to what it used to look like, this car is insane. So I'm going to hand you over to Dylan. He can do the full review with you, and you can see its car in all its glory, and hopefully we'll get a wee reaction video right at the very end.